Hey folks, the Hacker from the 6 here, coming to you from the 2025 Florida RV Super Show. And we are at the TrailManor booth, and we're going to look at a really exciting trailer. Just launched. These are prototypes, but a prototype of a really exciting trailer. We're talking dry bath, sleeps 4, composite trailer, metal on the underside. Really well-built trailers from TrailManor, similar to their folding campers that we did videos of in the past. So we're going to take a look at the outside, we're going to take a look at the inside, and of course I'll do my pros and cons at the end. So let's start with the outside. So I'm on the campsite of the T16 from TrailManor, and this being a rear entry trailer, the campsite's a little bit different than what we're typically used to, but we do have a few things to look at here. So I'm going to start at the front. You can see that we do have a stabilizer jack. We've got 4 of those, 1 on each corner. We've got a beautiful, huge pass-through storage here up at the front. Now, one disadvantage is as you load this up, you are going to add tongue weight, but still an amazing amount of storage, which is great. And we do have standard as 30 amp solar charge controller, and the plugs are just down below right here. This is a prototype, and they did tell me that they're actually going to move them over here, so it's just a little bit closer to the controller, which is nice. And just moving along the side of the trailer here, we do have our 120 volt outlets, and we've got a really slick looking alloy wheel just down below that plug there. And we do have a leaf spring suspension, so we're going to keep the cost down a little bit. I wouldn't mind seeing a torsion on it, of course, but I used a ProLite for 3 days with leaf spring and found that it worked just fine, so it's definitely not a deal breaker for sure. Check out the huge awning style window on this trailer. So really nice big window, and I believe that's right over our dinette. We'll take a look when we get inside. Now, coming to the rear of the trailer, we have our door, and of course we have a screen door as well. And we do have an awning with LED lights on it, and we have a solid step to get in. And on the rear, we also have our 30 amp connector. It's just behind the door here. And you can see it's not a friction hinge, but we do have the plastic door holder to make sure that the wind doesn't take it away from you, which is nice. See, we've got our 2 stabilizers at the back, which is great. So with that solid step and those 2 stabilizers here, you're gonna have no problem getting in and out. Here's our dump station, and here's what I wish all manufacturers would do. So it is mounted behind the tire, but it's completely protected by a really solid metal structure. So no problem with road debris. And even if you're doing some light off-roading, it's protected, right? It's almost like a skid plate. Excellent design there. So we do get a black tank flush, which is not something you always see on smaller trailers like this, so that's great. And I'll put tank sizes up on the screen right now. I don't have them handy with me right now. We do have an outdoor shower, which is great. And we do have our hot water heater. It's a 6-gallon hot water heater. And then you can see we're at the other side of that huge pass-through storage. And there's our water pump, which is nice that it's really easily accessible. You can see we've also got a water tank there as well. But again, huge pass-through storage, and you can see that you can access it from the inside, so we do have a door to the inside there as well. And right beside the storage, we have our city water and our freshwater connection. And again, I'll put those tank sizes up on the screen. Taking a look at the nose, you can see we have our battery disconnect right at the front here. We've got a good space for a battery here. It comes with lead acid. I think given the 12 volt fridge that we're going to see inside, you're probably going to want to upgrade that to a lithium. That would be my opinion in any case. Got a single propane tank, but it looks like we do have room for 2. And the spare tire is actually mounted up here. I was talking to one of the engineers, and they were telling me that basically they had to put it up here to get enough tongue weight just to keep things nice and stable. And of course we all want that. So speaking of tongue weight, you're looking at around 300 pounds, and the weight of the trailer is around 2,700, and GVWR is 3,500 pounds. So you're just squeaking in for a 3,500 pound tow capacity vehicle. We have a manual tongue jack up here as well, and the frames are built in-house at TrailManor. And I almost forgot to mention it, but you do have the, I think it's like Rhino Guard plastic kind of protection. Stones aren't going to hurt it at all. Nice feature to have up on the front of the trailer for sure. We'll get back to the walkthrough in a jiffy, but starting with this video, we're going to highlight our favorite gear in RV tip segments, and I'm really excited because today's item is such a great tip for owners of small rigs. This little thermos-looking unit is the Outin Nano, and it's a portable, battery-powered, rechargeable espresso maker. Now, full disclosure, Outin did send me the Nano for free with no guarantee of a video, so everything that you hear here will be my opinion alone. Now, how do I use it? Well, I recently drove back from the Tampa RV Super Show all the way to Toronto in just 2 days, and the Nano was a lifesaver. When I needed a boost, it was awesome being able to make a quick, high-quality espresso in the rest stop parking lot. Plus, I made all my morning Americanos with it the whole time I was in Florida. Now back at home, every morning before Lila heads to work, I make her a latte using the Outin.
Oh, so good.
I even make my Americanos with it every day here at home. It works two ways. It can heat the water itself, or you can use boiling water. You can use Nespresso pods, and you can use coffee grounds if you want to. And if you're serious about caffeine like me, you can get an upsized coffee basket. It takes up very little space. Even though it's small, after using it hundreds of times, I can definitely say this thing makes awesome coffee. So let's make an espresso right now to show you. So I think this is the perfect coffee maker for RVers, especially if you don't have space in your rig for something bigger. If you use boiling water, the battery lasts for weeks and the coffee is delicious. Currently, the Outin Nano is going for $149.99, but I'll leave a 10% discount code in the description. And remember, using our affiliate links is the best way to support our channel, since we'll get a small commission at no cost to you. Now back to the RV walkthrough. All right, let's take a look inside the T16. So coming in on our right, we have a fridge, and it's the dual swing door, so we can open it on this side. And you can see we've got 2 shelves on the door, plenty of space, huge vegetable drawer there at the bottom. Love that. And we can open that on the other side as well, which I'll show you in a sec. Take a look at the freezer. And again, tons of space. Now this is a 12 volt, so as you saw, we had the 30 amp solar charge controller. You're definitely going to want to either upgrade to lithium or get some nice good solar suitcases and plug them in, just so that you know that you're not going to run out of juice for this fridge. So we've got a dinette right beside the fridge as we walk in on the right, and then you've got a bed with a little bench behind it, a good sized kitchen counter as well, which is nice. And we've got our whole control center hub right here on the bathroom wall. Let's take a look inside this bathroom. And wow, folks, for such a tiny trailer, we have a dry bath. So check it out. Good size too. It's got a skylight, which is nice. And we have our Dometic toilet. And look, they even included a toilet paper holder, which is something you don't always see. We are going to try to do a shower height test. Might be a little tricky because I've got a bag on and it's a little tight in here, but one thing is, if I can do this with a big backpack on, you can bet that there's plenty of space. And there you go, I've got plenty of space, about 3-4 inches in the skylight, so even a 6-footer, I'm exactly 6 feet tall, could take a shower in here. That's awesome. Now I will say that this, as we go through the inside, this model is a prototype, so just don't assume that everything in the production models will be exactly the same as what we see in this trailer today. But I'm loving the fact that it has a dry bath. All right, I'm standing inside of the trailer now, and I just want to show you that these doors do open from both sides. So that's nice if you were just outside under your awning there and you want to grab a drink. You don't have to come all the way in, you can just grab it. And if you're working in the kitchen, you can also access the fridge. So that's a really nice feature. So we got plenty of storage. So as I go and look on the dinette area here, we've got 3 cabinets up top, good size. So they're not super deep, but still, I mean, plenty of space to put some stuff. You can put some clothes up there or whatever you want. The dinette here, we've got nice big seats. Definitely a 2-person dinette though. You're not going to seat 4 at this table. Maybe if you put a chair right down here, you could put 3 people, but 4 would be tight unless they're little kids. Looking in the bedroom area, we also have big cabinets. Now these ones are extremely deep because it's also a bunk bed. So you can see if you didn't need the bunk, I mean, you just have a massive amount of storage up here. Right now they're looking at about 150 pounds of capacity for the bunk, and I'd imagine that would also carry over the shelving. And I'll pull the bunk down in a sec just so you can see it. They don't have a mattress in it. Again, these are prototypes, so just keep that in mind as we go through. And here you can see with the bunk open, No mattress in here yet, but that little piece of wood would just sit over top of the cabinet faces. You put a mattress on top, and you'd be looking at 150-pound capacity. You could sleep 2 very small children up there, or 1 person who weighs less than 150 pounds. But you can see in terms of length, it's a massive length, so it could be a very tall 150-pound person for sure. So we have 2 windows on this side, which is nice, and nice looking valances. Got that backsplash there. Nice residential style sink. It's a good size for an RV, especially a small RV like this. We do have a pull-out faucet, and we have a 2-burner Furon stove. But what really sets this apart for such a small camper is you've got a significant amount of counter space in between the stove and the sink. And just loving that, like it would be a real pleasure to work here. We do have a Furon microwave down below. I believe it's just a regular microwave. Maybe an air fryer is an option. That thing hasn't been prepped yet. Okay, and see, we've got a couple of drawers for cutlery and our spoons and all that kind of stuff. And nice little storage area here. Put sponges or what have you there. And not a huge amount. Again, this might be a situation where, again, we're looking at a prototype and not a production unit. Looking at the cabinets above the kitchen, and these are very large, so plenty of space for all of your kitchen gear. I'm really loving, though, this is kind of a standard industry floor plan. A lot of people make it, but we're getting a dry bath, we're getting a lightweight of 2,700 pounds, a GVWR of 3,500 pounds, and we're getting the capability of sleeping 4 people. Plus you're getting the TrailManor construction, which is definitely not the same as what you would get in a traditional sticks and tin trailer. You're getting a lot of composite, you're getting a structure that's kind of sealed all the way around, and very strong, solidly built trailers. It's time for pros and cons, and we'll start with the pros. First up for pros, I think TrailManor made a smart decision going with this bunkhouse floor plan for their first non-folding trailer. It makes for a camper that's light enough for almost any tow vehicle, and with the cabinet bunk, it can function as either a family unit or a couple's unit. My next pro is the TrailManor construction. With metal covering all 6 sides, leaks are less likely and critters can't get in. Finally, I love the fact that they've been able to do all of this and still keep the MSRP around $20,000 US. On the con side of the equation, I'd definitely like to see a brighter, more cohesive decor. I'm also hoping the mechanical is a bit better hidden in production models. That's it for cons. I think this design has real potential with its 3,500 pound GVWR and 300 pound tongue weight, so I can't wait to see the finalized production models. If this trailer intrigues you as well, check out this similar unit from ProLite. Thanks for watching and take care.